Prashnaaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Nami Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Prachari Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshakali Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare. Okay, so the 6th chapter, 40th sloka is about Krishna answers. There's no misfortune for a transcendentalist. I need to see the sloka. Okay, so 640 says, Shri Bhagavana Vaja Parthanaiveha Namutra Vinasastasya Vidyate Nahi Kalyana Krittaschit Durgatim Tataka Gachati. The Supreme Personality of God said, O son of Krita, a transcendentalist engaged in auspicious activities does not meet with destruction, either in this world or in the spiritual world. And one who does good, my friend, is never overcome by evil. So a transcendentalist engaged in the auspicious activities does not meet with destruction in this world or in the next. That means he can continue from where he stopped, or in the spiritual world, right? So that's what Krishna is explaining here. And 40th sloka, that there is a no loss for a transcendentalist. Swalpam abhyasa dharmasya trayade mahatopaya. 2nd chapter, 40th sloka says, no, neha vikramanasosthi pratyavayana vidyate. Swalpam abhyasa dharmasya trayade mahatopaya. It will save you from greatest dangers if you do devotional service. What is that greatest danger we are in? Who knows? What is the greatest danger for us? Yes, Lakshmi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, it's like the continuous cycle of birth, repeated cycle of birth and death, falling into the way of repeated cycle of birth and death.
Cycle of birth and death, it keeps happening. But that, what is, yes, Ankita Mataji, what is that danger? But
Hare Krishna Mataji, the danger is falling down.
Yeah, falling down to where? You're right.
Falling down to Maya's clutches yet again, to, going down from human births to any other degraded births.
Very good. Yeah. Falling down from human form of life. Okay. Falling to Maya, fine. But falling from human form of life. See, Prabhupada says this human form of life is not a guarantee that you won't get animal form next. No. See, soul got human form and he misused it. Like he did a lot of theft and murder and, so many abominable things. That material nature will give him a animal form next. He can go to an animal form. So human form is not a guarantee for animal, human form is not a guarantee that you won't get animal form next. But if you do devotional service, then it's a guarantee that you are going to get human form next, right? It's a guarantee. So in the 2nd chapter, 40th sloka, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains that it's a guarantee that you're going to get a human form, at least when you do devotional service. So that's why, and so this devotional service will save you from going down to the lowest species of life, like animal form. That's what Trayade Mahato Payat, right? So here it is said one can protect from most dangerous type of fear. So what is that dangerous type of fear? Yes, birth, death, old age, disease, Maya, everything is there. But then the greatest danger is to go to animal form of life. Okay, so here Prabhupada mentions in the purport, you can see the last part here. At least one is sure to have a chance in the next life of being born again as human being, either in the family of a great culture, Brahmana, or in a rich aristocratic family. That will give one a further chance for evolution. This is the unique quality of work done in Krishna consciousness. We get a chance in the next life to be born as a human form. Sure, okay? One is sure. Prabhupada mentions here, sure to have a chance. So if you do Krishna conscious activities, if you do devotional service, it's sure that next life is human form. But for others who are non-devotees, atheistic people, Mayavadis, they can become animal, right? That's like the greatest danger. Why? Because you go to animal form, again, it will take 84 lakh species of life to come to human form. It's not easy. That's the greatest danger. You have reached the human form and you misused your minute independence, or you didn't live like a what is it? Savai pumsa parao dharma yado bhakti radokshri. You didn't follow your dharma, then material nature will not give you a human form next. You'll go to animal form. You go to animal form. But if you do devotional service, here it is said, work done in devotional service is carried to the next life also, and one is sure to have a chance in the next life to be born as human being. Shuchinam Srimadam Ge Heletron, Krishna explains, right? What is the benefit of an unsuccessful yogi? He doesn't lose anything. He'll go to a human form, he'll go to a higher class. So all auspicious nature to the transcendental path. Prabhupada quotes the Bhagavatam sloka, Tiktva sadharmam charanambujam hare vajan apakko adapade tato yati yatrakva babadhram aputamushyakim kovarta apto abhajatam swadharmata. If someone gives up all material prospects and take complete shelter of the Supreme Personality Godhead, there is no loss or degradation in any way. On the other hand, a non-devotee may fully engage in his occupational duties but not gain anything. Okay, so that's why it is very important. And here it says the result of failure in discharging the transcendental activities is devotional service in age of Kali is chanting the holy name, right? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, all that. And Kalau Tat Hari Kirtanam. In Kali Yuga, Tretaya, what is it? Trutayadhyaya Do Vishnu, Tretaya Misato Magai, Dwapare Paricharyayam, Kalau Tat Hari Kirtanam. So what in Satyuga was meditation, and Treta we call fire sacrifice, and Dwaparika deity worship. Similarly, in Kali Yuga, it is Nama Sankirtan, right? That's the only thing to be done. That's devotional service. So if we chant the holy name, if we hear Bhagavatam, read the scriptures, and study Shastra, Swadhyay, and do deity, offer Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Ekadashi. This just was chanting only will save us from great dangers. So one has to suffer the reaction for not executing the prescribed duty. However, according to Srimad Bhagavatam, still there is no loss, because even though one may be subjected to the reaction, not perfectly executing the prescribed duty, he is still not a loser, because auspicious Krishna conscious activities is never forgotten, and one so engaged will continue to be so even if he is a low born in the next life. So, on the other hand, one who simply follows strictly the prescribed duty need not necessarily attain auspicious result if he is lacking Krishna consciousness. It is said, Aradito yadihari tapasya tatakim, Naradito yadihari tapasya tatakim. If you worship Krishna, then tapasya tatakim. Why you need to do tapasya? Because you're worshipping Krishna. That's done. That's enough. Naradito yadihari. If you don't worship Krishna, tapasya tatakim, then what is the use of your tapasya? No use. Because you are not worshipping Krishna. So whatever material benefit, success we have, if that person is not a devotee, Prabhupada calls him a rascal. Not a devotee, then you're a rascal. Why? Because that's what our human form of life is. The only business in human form of life is to revive a lost consciousness with Krishna. So those who follow the prescribed duty according to the scriptural injunctions are called regulated, and the activities are all auspicious. They gradually elevate to Krishna consciousness. And some, they do sense gratification without knowledge of the next life, and they always remain in the material existence, and it's miserable. Okay. Further divisions of followers of auspiciousness is they follow the rules and regulations for enjoying material prosperity. Like they want to go to heavenly planets, they may be elevated to higher planets. Because they are not free from material existence, they are not fully following the true auspicious path. And those who desire no fruit for sense gratification are also there. Some seeks liberation from material existence. And the last category, or the best category, is devotees in Krishna consciousness. And there are some who, those who lead one to liberation, but any activity that not aimed at ultimate self-realization or liberation from material bodily concept is inauspicious, right? So our only auspicious thing is Krishna conscious activity. So Krishna consciousness is the only auspicious activity. Prabhupada writes, anyone who voluntarily accepts all bodily discomfort for the sake of making progress on the path of Bhakti or Krishna consciousness is called a perfect transcendentalist, and hence under severe austerity. Okay, so that is the perfect thing. That is Krishna consciousness. Rest everything is just the secondary part. Okay, so now Krishna answers, what happens to the unsuccessful yogi? Arjuna asks this question. What will happen to the unsuccessful yogi who falls after a short practice? So what will happen to an unsuccessful yogi? Let's see. Yeah. Yes, Jyoti Mataji, what will happen to them?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam. Mataji, an unsuccessful yogi, either he will be born in a Brahmin family, Vaishnava family, or he will be born in a wealthy family. Maybe he will get all the facilities and he will also get chance to restart from where he left.
Okay, so why in a healthy family? Why do you think in a healthy family, rich family? Saheli Matsi, why in a rich family? Okay, Brahmanas, Vaishnava family, we understand. But being born in a rich family, how does that help you in continuing your Krishna consciousness? Yes.
Like if the person is born in a rich family, then his or her Krishna consciousness will be more good. I don't have any idea of the rich family because I'm saying it on my own. Mataji.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. So Supriya Mataji, what do you think?
Hare Krishna Mataji. A person who is born in aristocratic family, he is already born with so much of wealth that he is no more attracted to it. He need not work hard for his saving money for himself or something. So he is not attracted to it. So he can spend more time once he gets that revive his consciousness of his previous life. He can totally focus on the Krishna consciousness and he continues his journey, spiritual life.
Yes. Okay, so Prabhupada explains that. Prabhupada says that, see, like, for example, there's a big successful company and the boss is about to get retired and the boss have a son. And that son have done some MBA, but then, not so good in the education or anything. But just because he's the son of the boss, he automatically gets the company or the company belongs to that family. Definitely he becomes next person or next generation person or eligible to be in the position of the boss. He didn't have to work hard. He's like born with a silver spoon. It's like they're born with so much opulence that Prabhupada says that you don't have to work hard to maintain the family, or you don't have to work hard for his food, shelter, clothing. Everything is available, right? So half of his struggle is already taken care of. Because you've done some punya. Definitely, if you're born in a rich family, that means your punya activities. If they are born in a poor family, illiterate family, that's papa coming, right? We know all that. So definitely some punya he have done. And being born in rich family, with the maintenance, the pressure of maintenance is less. So then what they have to do? Yes, of course, they also work, but then not as a poor man who works hard labor. You don't have to do that. And as Mother said, if he can concentrate on the spiritual path, but then most of the time what happens, he's so attracted to the material things, even though he's not so but some karmis are like, we want more desires. No, so most of them, what happens, only hardly few you can see doing devotion service, but most of them, they get captured by Maya and they get lost. But if they have done devotion service in previous life somehow, by some Vaishnava's mercy, by some Shiksha Guru, someone, they will come to Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada's like, that's why born in rich family. So here it is, Shuchinam Srimadam Gehe, Prapa Punya Kritam Lokan, Usitva Shashvati Sama, Shuchinam Srimadam Gehe, Yoga Prishto Abhijayate, Shuchinam Srimadam Gehe. They will be reborn in an aristocratic family, Brahmana family, rich family. The unsuccessful yogi, after many years of enjoyment of the planets of pious living entities, that is, first they'll go to heavenly planets and then is born in the family of righteous people or in the family of rich aristocracy. So in the purport, Prabhupada explains the two types of unsuccessful yogi. One is fallen with little progress, one is fallen after long practice of yoga. And the yogi who falls after a short period goes to higher planets where the pious are living and then comes. And then after that, he is sent back to this planet and takes birth in the Brahmana family or the aristocratic family, because they're given a chance. So this is how the unsuccessful yogi is. So that means it's never a loss for the unsuccessful yogi, right? At least he's born in a rich aristocratic family and he'll continue from where he stopped. So Arjuna is asking the question, what will happen to those who fail to reach the goal because of material allurement? So by the grace of the Lord, they are allowed to make full utilization of the material propensity in heavenly planets, and then they are given prosperous life in righteous or aristocratic family. So Prabhupada concludes the purport by saying those who are born in such families, that is aristocratic or righteous, may take advantage of the facilities and try to elevate themselves in full Krishna consciousness. These material things are not for enjoying sense gratification. That's what they think. But then they should understand this, take advantage of the facilities and try to elevate in Krishna consciousness. What happens to the unsuccessful yogi who falls after a long period? Such yogis are given birth in the family of transcendentalists, for surely great in wisdom, right? For as acharyas, Goswamis, Prabhupada, all of them. But actually it is said Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, they are all manjaris. They are not like conditioned souls. But Prabhupada, because of his humility, he just mentioned, and the acharyas, Goswami families have degenerated nowadays due to insufficient education and training. Okay, now Krishna speaks about the resumption of yoga practice. Now, how do you revive the original Krishna consciousness, or how do you come back to your original consciousness? So that's what he speaks. Atava yoginam eva kule bhavati dhimatam etad dhidurlabharam loge janmayadi drasham. Or if unsuccessful yogi, after long yoga practice of yoga, he takes his birth in a family of transcendentalists, for surely to get great in wisdom, certainly such a birth is very rare. So again, the same thing is mentioned. 43 says, Tatratam buddhi samyogam labate paurvadekikam vehikam yadate cha tato hoya samsiddhau kurunandana. Of taking such a birth, he revives the divine consciousness of his previous life. And he again tries to make further progress to achieve the complete success of Son of Kuru. Now you can see small children playing mridanka nicely, reciting slokas nicely. Where is it coming from? Previous life, right? So they are reviving the divine consciousness of his previous life. Can someone give some example from the Shastra where this happened? That they remember from their previous life. They done devotional service in previous life. Because of some reason they fall down, and then they were able to revive their consciousness. Yes, Manasi, who is that?
Bharat Maharaj,
Very good. So Bharat Maharaj became what?
a deer.
And then?
And then he took birth in a family of a good Brahmana to revive his consciousness so that he could do
What was
devotional
his
service.
name? You know his name?
Jada Bharata.
Good. So yes, so Bharat Maharaj is a nice example that he was in a deer body and then he remembered. Who else? Racheta Mataji, who else?
Prahlad Maharaj.
No. Where was Prahlad Maharaj previous birth? He is Nitya Siddha.
Jaya Vijaya.
Jaya Vijaya. They were born as demons. I'm asking somebody who were devotees in previous life and they're born in devotee family, they became and then they could continue from where they stopped. Or they became devotees in next life. Like Bharat Maharaj became a deer, then became Jada Bharat. He remembered what he did in Bharat Maharaj's life. Yes, Vilas Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Narad Muni, he was a son of maid servant actually.
Yes, and then he became again Narad Muni. Yes, that is one thing. And Lakshmi, who else is there? Some other example?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Gajendra. Gajendra was there.
Gajendra.
Then,
He was who in previous life?
He was King Indramyum. He was King Indrayum.
Yes.
Then the crocodile who was the king who was also
Gandharva. He was a Gandharva. Yes.
Gandharva. Then there's also Shuka Goswami, Shuka Goswami Maharaj. Shukdev.
Oh, Shukadev Goswami. Yeah, he was a parrot.
And the four Sanatan Kumars, they were also they became devotees after smelling the fragments of tulsi leaves.
No, I'm asking the previous life. No. Kumaras doesn't come in this category. To revive the divine consciousness of previous life. What were they in previous life? Yes, so you gave a nice example. So Gajendra was Indra Maharaj in his previous life. So he could, when he became an elephant, he could revive his consciousness. Even though being an animal's body, he could remember all the prayers which he did during the Indradumna life. So he's reviving his consciousness. And Bharat Maharaj is a nice example. Narad Muni, yes. And then what about, there's one more demon called Vritrasul. Vritrasura was Chitraketu Maharaj in his previous life. So he also remembered at the time of death. Nalakvera, Manigriva, did they revive the divine consciousness? Yes. Means they were like got a this curse and they became trees. But then again they became Nalakvera, Manigriva only. Yeah, and they could remember. Yes. And that way, yes. Yes, Lakshmi Mataji.
Aghasur, what about Aghasur, Mataji? He was a Gandharva and he was cursed by a Muni. So he was laughing at
Aghasur was a demon. He was a demon. He didn't revive his Krishna consciousness. He was not Krishna conscious. Yes, Rajata Mataji.
Mataji, there was a son of a demigod who had cut Durvasa Mule Shikakai, which is a sign of a Vaishnava, and he cursed that boy to become a crocodile, and then in Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivered him. So he got the body of a, I don't remember the name of the boy, but this is the past time I've heard.
Yeah, but the crocodile, but was he Krishna conscious? I don't remember that part. Yes, Jyoti Mataji.
Mataji, I know example of someone who was not Krishna consciousness but became Krishna conscious when they smelled the fragrance of the flowers at the lotus feet of God. For Sanat Kumar, they believed in that.
But that's not previous life. I'm asking, see, you're not getting my question. My question is, they take a second birth and they revive a second or third birth and revive their lost consciousness, in the sense, in the previous life. They had a previous life and then they could see, like Gajendra was in animal form, but he could remember the prayers in Indradumna Maharaj's life, like that. So they had a previous life. Sanat Kumars of the previous life, they are the sons of Brahma. Yes, they were Brahmavadis and later on they smelled Tulsi and became, that's in the same life. I'm asking previous life. No, he revived consciousness from previous life. That's example is Gajendra, Chitraketu Maharaj, that's Vritrasura, and all of them, the Bharat Maharaj, these are all like typical classical example. Okay. Okay. So that's what it is said, that they revive their lost consciousness. I mean, from the previous janma. So that's what we can see all small children. That's why Prabhupada says they are Vaikuntha children. They're not normal children. In the sense, they are coming from previous life. Vidura, yes, Vidura was Viradha or Vidura? What do you mean, Sunit Prabhu? Is it Vidura? Vidura was like Yamaraj in previous life. Yeah, so he was cursed and then become Vidura. Purvabhyasena te naiva hriyate hi avaso api saha Jitnyasur api yogasya shabdha brahmeda vartate. By virtue of divine consciousness of his previous life, he automatically become attracted to the yoga principle, even without seeking them. Such an inquisitive transcendentalists stand always above the ritualistic principle of the scriptures. How I say this is, see, there's a boy in my mentor's son. So he definitely they are different devotees from previous life. I mean, how do we understand? So that they could memorize all the 700 slokas of Bhagavad Gita in very young age. And whenever that boy goes to sleep, he wants to hear Prabhupada's lecture. Definitely might be Prabhupada's disciples or who could not complete Krishna consciousness in previous life and continuing from where they stopped. So whatever the children are doing, we can understand that this is not from this life. Definitely not from this life. Some playing nice Mridanga. It's not easy to play Mridanga, the kids playing. So it is said that in his previous life, they have done something and automatically they become attracted to Krishna consciousness in this life, automatically. No, you don't have to do something for that. Automatically they get attracted to Krishna consciousness. So that's what it's showing that it's from previous life. So that's what here it is said, 43 and 44. The assumption of yoga practice. After getting opportunity in appropriate family, the yogi begins the yogi practice from where they left off. So that means that child in previous life, that soul, would have done like 30-40% Krishna consciousness and start from 31%. How many of you felt, I can ask Manasi, she's a nice example of this Shuchinam Shrimatam Gehe, continuing from previous life. No? So Manasi, when you read some slokas, did you feel like you already know that sloka? Kind of, you can memorize it like in a moment?
Yes, Mataji.
But some slokas, you find it so difficult that you need to practice it so many times.
Yes, Mataji, few were there.
So that means the slokas which you're able to memorize, like some, in my case, it was like Sarvadharmam Paritija. It was like just like that came. And like, when did I don't even know Sanskrit, but then Sarvadharmam, that sloka was there. But The 2.7 sloka, Karpanyatosho Pahadaswa Papa. I took almost 1 month to study that. So when I was inquiring about this, then the Vaishnava said that whatever slokas we remember or whatever rounds of Hare Krishna mantra which we are able to do quickly, that is one from the previous life. Whatever we are struggling to learn, that is we are doing in this life. How many of you started chanting 16 rounds in 1 or 2 months of joining the Hare Krishna movement? In 2 months? 1 month, 2 months, 16 rounds? Oh, that's so nice. So definitely you are continuing from previous life. It's not easy to chant 16 rounds in 1 or 2 months of joining. Okay, so how many of you struggled in the sense 8 rounds were easy and then 8 rounds were tough, or 4 rounds were easy, then 4 rounds were tough. I mean, rest 12 was tough. How many of you felt that? So for these people, you have done that 4 or 8 rounds in previous life, and what are you struggled to do, that is you're doing in this life. You're going smoothly in Krishna consciousness. At one stage, you feel like a wall there. You're struggling to remember sloka, struggling to chant more rounds. That is what you're doing in this life. You understood? So easy for those who have done in previous life. And so you should understand, oh, that I have done in my previous life. No, so we can't compare our devotional service to anyone. Like, for example, Manasvi is here, very young girl, and then remembering so many slokas and knowing she's continuing from previous life. Now, we can't just say, oh, such a small girl, they have nice memory, they can memorize. No, that's not the case. They are able to understand the philosophy because they have already formed a foundation in previous life, right? So we can't compare our devotion service with anyone. Nobody can measure it also. So it is wherever they left off, they start from there. So one revives the divine consciousness of their previous life. Okay, so this is what it is said, that one revive the divine consciousness of the previous life. Automatically, they attract to the yogic principles even without seeking them. They always stand above the ritualistic principles of scriptures. Then they try to make further progress to achieve complete success. The example given is Bharat Maharaj became a deer and Jada Bharat. We can also give many other examples. And advanced yogis surpasses ritualistic principles of Vedas, and they attract to the spiritual, not material principles in life. And Devahudi also prays Aho Bati Patosa. Yes, Jifate Bhattade Nama Tupyam. Aho Badiya Swapachito Gariya. In the sense, Swapacha. If somebody is a Swapacha, in the sense, a Chandala who even eats dog meats, even if they chant the holy name, low birth does not matter, want to chant the holy name. The example is Haridas Thakur. We know it's a Namacharya. Meaning in his previous life, he must have surpassed all ritualistic method of Vedas. He's Brahman. Haridas Thakur is Brahma of the previous life. So what happens to unsuccessful yogi? We finished. And then yogi attains perfection after many births of practice. After many births of practice. So Krishna consciousness means the perfect stage of freedom from all contamination. Yesham tantagatam papam janana punya karmanam vedanda bohanir mukta bachante mam dridavita. After many births of executing pious activity, when one is completely freed from contamination, from all illusionary dualities, one becomes engaged in transcendental loving service of the Lord. So progress of a yogi, as explained in Bhagavad Gita 41-45, is they are born in righteous, aristocratic or sacred family and become conscious of his favorable condition. They say there is sincere endeavor with determination, and and there is completely pure, and then becomes free from all the contaminations. They attain supreme perfection. So Bhakti yogi is the topmost yogi. Okay, that's what the last sloka says. It says, Yoginam abhisarvesham adgatenantaratnam shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yuktata mohamadaha. So Bhakti yogi is the topmost yogi. The ultimate stage of yoga practice is pure devotion to Krishna, and Bhakti yoga is the perfection of yoga. It's not simply a process of purification, it's also the goal of purification, the eternal position of the living entity. That's called Bhakti yoga. So Bhakti yoga is the perfection of all the yoga system. Okay, all the yoga system aims at reaching to Bhakti yoga. What happens to those who have bad tendency to eat meat when they are chanting a few rounds of Mahamantra? See, it's difficult to overcome, Mataji. So it takes a lot of time. That's because from previous life, we have had the desire to have all these sense gratification. So we are continuing. We are got this life to enjoy that. But then that's because some tamo guna, some rajo guna is affecting us. We need to overcome that. That's mainly because the atmosphere where we are in is different. So we should have association with devotees more, read more shastras, and the quality of japa should be increased. Okay, and then slowly it will come down. Because suddenly we can't become Paramahamsas and leave everything. No? We're all struggling. So slowly, the anartha nivritti will happen. And once you get that taste, Param Krishna Nivartha, they get a higher taste, then all the material taste and rest of this just goes away. You don't have to do anything for it. Just increase the quality of your japa. Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Nirguna Yashoda Mataji, you have a question? Yes, Lakshmi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I have a question. It is said that Bhakti Yogi is the topmost yogi, but one like I ask conditioned souls, we do not get the Bhakti, the taste of Bhakti Yoga just immediately after that. So do we go from Sankhya Yoga, then Karma Yoga, then to Bhakti Yoga, or is it like or is it so? How do we?
Based on your advancement in previous life. In previous life, if you would have gone through Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and you might continue that in this life and then go to Bhakti Yoga. But yes, possible that you have Vaishnava's mercy, like Srila Prabhupada's mercy, then you can transpass all that and directly go to Bhakti Yoga. So that's what the preachers in Krishna consciousness are doing, right? Someone asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, how are we like so fortunate that we are able to chant the holy name and hear Bhagavatam? We don't even deserve all that, and that is, we're not qualified. Prabhupada's like, I gave you the qualification. It's Prabhupada who actually made them eligible to do Bhakti Yoga. So a Vaishnava can come and then elevate us to Bhakti Yoga. So that's not a problem. And why it's perfection? Because in Bhakti Yoga, we can go to Krishna in one life. So a yogi is greater than a tapasvi, jnani, and a karmi. Yoga is defined as linking consciousness to the supreme path, truth. And there are different ways of it. Karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga. Bhakti yoga is the topmost. Bhakti yoga is the ultimate perfection of yoga. And then short of that is imperfect. Okay, so ascetic without self-knowledge is imperfect. Empiric knowledge without surrender is imperfect. And karma yoga without Krishna consciousness is waste of time. So it should have Krishna consciousness. Samay shramay evai kevalam. So even better than yogi is a devotee who worships Krishna. Krishna says, Yogina api sarvesha madgade nandaratma shraddhavan bhajade yoma samayetta tamomada. Okay, so Bhajadeva, okay, it is said Shraddhavan Bhajade Yoma. Bhajade means what? You have to worship. Worship means to adore, but Bhajade means to have love and faith. So especially for the Supreme Personality of God. So service of the Supreme Personality of God cannot be avoided. One can avoid worshipping a respective man or demigod, but one cannot avoid serving Krishna. Ya esham purusham sakshat atma prabhavameshwaram na bhajanti avajananti sthanat brashta padyanti atha. Anyone who does not render service and neglect his duty to the Premier Lord, who is the source of all living entity, certainly fall down from his constitutional position. The highest yogi concentrates upon Krishna in the Shyam Sundar. The ideal yogi concentrates his attention on Krishna, is called as Shyam Sundara. He is beautifully colored as a cloud, a lotus-like face, as effulgent as the sun, who dresses with brilliant jewels, and his body is flower garland and illuminated on all sides with his gorgeous luster. Okay. So it said, Yasya deve parabhaktir yada deve tata kuru. Tasyaite kadita hi arte prakashante mahatma. Only one, those great soul, unto great soul, who have implicit faith in both Lord and the spiritual master, all the way important Vedic knowledge is automatically revealed. Yada deve tata kuru. You should have faith in your Guru and Lord. Then the scriptures reveals to you. Okay, so practice Krishna devotional service and it should be free from desire of material profit. So our mind should be full in Krishna. So the yoga ladders first is Karma Yoga. Okay, you should do Nishkama Karma Yoga. And then later on there's knowledge, that's called Jnana Yoga. And that Jnana Yoga along with meditation becomes Ashtanga Yoga. Last is the Bhakti Yoga. So the difference is Bhakti Yoga is the goal of all the yogas, Bhakti Yoga. Therefore, yoga actually means Bhakti Yoga. And Ashtanga Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, different steps of ladder. And this progressing towards Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is selfless, free from all material desires, Amniya Bilashita Shunyam. Other yogas are selfish interest versus material desires. They may fail to achieve success, right? And Bhakti Yoga guaranteed success and they make progress. So when Karma Yoga increases knowledge and renunciation is Jnana Yoga, when Jnana Yoga increases meditation is Ashtanga Yoga. But then Bhakti Yoga is the highest because Krishna consciousness is the highest rung of yoga. Okay, so we'll have a quick breakout room, 10 minutes, discuss the common misconception prevalent in our current times regarding the progress and purpose of Ashtanga Yoga and refute them with reference to Bhagavad chapter 6, verses and purpose. Understood? There is so much misconception regarding the process of Ashtanga Yoga in now. And how do you think it is not practical in Kali Yuga? And what is the misconception regarding Ashtanga Yoga? Okay, you have to quote the verses also. So I'll copy this question in the chat. Honestly, you can post the attendance link after the breakout room. Okay, because I feel devotees, they leave before the breakout room. But breakout room is an important part of your Bhakti Shastri's curriculum. That's why. Yes, Mataji. Oh, 1 second. So please copy it and then go to your breakout room and copy it paste it in the chat box. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes, I have the link. She left for the class.
Okay. So after the breakout room, you put it. Okay.
Yes,
So now we'll go for a breakout room. And then, yes, we got the question. So you have to tell the misconception regarding Ashtanga Yoga and refute them, okay, with verses and purpose. Sonia Mataji, you're not able to join?
Yeah, no, Mataji.
Not able to join?
No, they have not given me any rooms.
Okay. What about Mathu Prabhu? You're not able to go, Sonia Mataji? I've given you a room. Hare Krishna. So all are back. I think some room is not back yet. Room number 1 is not back. Okay. Let them come back and then we'll start discussing. Sonia Mataji, I tried putting you in the breakout room, but then somehow you had some network issues, I guess. Could not connect you. Okay, let the room join and then we will discuss. Okay, all are back. Yeah, so we'll start. Yes, Supriya Mataji, room number 2. You can speak now.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes.
Mataji, in today's breakout room, we discussed that today's generation, what they think about Ashtanga Yoga, they just feel that it is a bodily concept. They are working on a physical body. They are bending the body to make it healthy. And they don't have a proper teacher to guide them to say that all this body health, what they are meeting is to offer the service to the Lord, but not for themselves. But most of the people go attend yoga to maintain the body, meditation they do so that they can keep calm and peace at their office, study more, concentrate on their studies for all those reasons. But none of them think that the whole purpose of maintaining all this is to offer service to the Lord. So in this way, they are misled. And in 6.33 to 6.36, Arjuna rejects Ashtanga Yoga because he clearly says that the whole process of controlling the mind is impossible because it's as difficult like controlling the blowing wind, because the mind becomes so restless and it's impossible for anybody to make it under control. And so we also discussed the only way to control is for the Hare Nama, because Lord Chaitanya, Prabhu, always told that Sabai Mana Krishna Padara Vindayo. Like the way to control the mind, to think, focus, and on the lotus feet of the Lord. And also yes, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, room number 1.
Hare Krishna Mataji. So I'll be representing room 1. So in the breakout room, we discussed one of the misconceptions of Ashtanga Yoga is that mind control. So in this age of Kali, it's very difficult to control the mind from various distractions. Second misconception was that Ashtanga Yoga involves cessation of all the senses, and you should cease all material activities and go and live in a forest, but which as a grihastha is not possible. So in this age of Kali Yuga, Bhakti Yoga is the only solution to control our senses and by hearing the pastimes of the Lord. Third is that in the neophyte stage, an Ashtanga Yoga is always told to leave the household and to cease all material desires, which is not possible. These are the conceptions we have discussed with reference to text 6.20 to 23. So they have spoken about, we have discussed the Samadhi by completely controlling the mental activities by the process of Ashtanga Yoga is not impossible. As Arjuna himself complained to Krishna that his mind is very turbulent and does not stay in one place. So, which is not possible. That's all. That's all, Mataji, we have discussed.
Right. Okay. So room number 3.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji, we have discussed, we have discussed the purpose of Ashtanga Yoga is to achieve a Siddhi Samriddhi, that Adima, Lagima, Mahima, Siddhi. So the Ashtanga yogis, they try to become small, big, they walk on water, fly in air. That is their purpose to do the Ashtanga Yoga. And but in Bhakti Yoga, the yogis or the devotee immediately start the Ashtang method from beginning on the platform of meditation. When he's chanting 16 rounds, meditation is happening. Or so that is what we have discussed, Mataji, and we have discussed about various Ashtanga yoga method like Yama, Niyama, Asan, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi. So the Ashtanga yogi, he sees Paramatma in heart, and he cannot reach to the personal feature of the Lord. He can reach up to the impersonal feature of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Okay. I think we all so we understood how Ashtanga Yoga is so difficult and Bhakti Yoga is the best in Kali Yuga, right? And how Krishna is refuting them. So Krishna is, at the end, last stage, he says Yoginam Abhisarvesha. Bhakti Yoga is the best. Why? Because Krishna is just opening the doors for Bhakti Yoga. Next, chapter 7 to 12 is Bhakti Yoga. So Krishna finally says, Krishna gives options. He's not like the strict father, do this only. Now, when a father gives 10 or 50 rupees, and the children have the choice, they can have the freedom to which chocolate to buy or what to do with that. He don't interfere in which type of chocolate they should buy. He just see what they're using that money for, but then he gives them freedom. So similarly, Krishna gives us freedom. Those who want Karma Yoga can take that. Those who want Ashtanga Yoga can take that. But then intelligent people go to Bhakti Yoga, and Krishna himself says Bhakti Yoga is the best. All the other path is not so easy. Klesho adhikadarastesham, it's very difficult. But then Bhakti Yoga is sukham kartumam, it's very easy to perform. Okay, so that's why Bhakti Yoga is the topmost of all yoga system. Okay, so we finished chapter 6. That means module 1 is over. So next week we'll have a revision. We can also discuss some closed book questions. Now that's what some devotees have requested. And might be that a weekend, like 29th, 30th, the weekend we can have a closed book exam, right? Sloka recitation. We'll see sloka recitation. Have to keep that last week. And then the weekend we can have the closed book exam. So 10 questions, 8 questions you need to answer. Short questions. Just prepare from the question bank the short questions. Okay. And some of you didn't know.
We have to type in a Word document.
No, handwritten. It's handwritten, compulsory handwritten. What happens most in the first batch we saw, everyone have like copy pasted from database, which is like, we can't allow that in Bhakti Shastri at least. So it's very easy, copy paste from database. So no, that's not the intention is. The intention is so that you understand and then you apply it. And short books are like small questions, not 3-4 sentences. Not so it has to be handwritten. Okay.
Okay,
Mataji, 27th is the closed book exam, no? And 29th is Shaloka.
Oh, Sonia Mataji, I'll make you co-host. Please post the attendance link to everyone.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, 29th is?
29th is the Shalokas and 27th is closed book, no?
27th?
Yes, closed book.
No. 29th is closed book. Sloka we'll keep on the Tuesday, no? 25th.
25th is Shaloka.
It's better, no? It's for everyone. Is it okay for everyone?
Okay.
Okay, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. We'll decide because I have 3-4 batches coming up. But slokas I can keep only separately. Theory exam, all of you can write together.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. My chat is not open to everyone. It is going only to you.
No, I made you co-host. Now you try. You co-host now. Now you can do.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Not able to do?
No, Mataji.
Okay, I'll just open to everyone then. Normally co-host support can do it. Why you're not able to do it? Okay. Now I open. Yes, Prafulla Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Chanting of holy name, someone will do in mode of ignorance also?
Chanting the holy name? Mode of ignorance in the sense? Yeah, you can sleep. You can be sleepy and chanting. That is not the right type of chanting. No, that chanting is in the mode of ignorance. You can drowse and sleep. I've seen so many devotees doing that.
And one more question, Mataji.
That,
for shelter form, I was asking for the link, Mataji.
Oh, the shelter form. I didn't post in this group. I think I posted. No.
No, Mataji.
The WhatsApp group? Okay, Sonia Mataji, you have it, shelter form?
I will get it from Lakshmi Mataji and send it.
Yeah, just post it in the group so that whoever is chanting 16 rounds and following the 4 regulative principles, you can take shelter.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. Take shelter. It's okay your family are not allowing you to take diksha. That's all okay. But at least shelter is not a big thing. No, just the paper, your application will be in Guru Maharaj's office and you are officially taken a shelter. Then after so many years, you can take initiations. That doesn't matter. At least take shelter and keep. No, nobody is going to know. Even nobody, because it's not any change of name or anything. Shelter means it's officially, the paper has to go to Guru Maharaj's office and it will be there. It's like officially you are under the care of Guru Maharaj. So please, we need that protection from Guru Maharaj because advancing in Krishna consciousness is not easy alone. So try to take shelter at least. Yes, Mataji.